Hey, yo, what's the deal? That's your boy Tag from Pro Wrestling Tag, you know what I mean? As of this recording right now, it is 7 p.m., September 19th, 2025. You know what I mean? I legit just woke up from a meal that I ate. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That shit just knocked me the fuck out. I ate some good food, but it was the snacks that I ate that just, that shit dipped me in. Like, I ate some cake. You know what I'm saying? I ate this nice big fat piece of cake. You know what I mean? It was good. You know what I mean? I had some cookies too. And that shit just clocked my ass out. Oof. You know what I mean? I'm down for the count. You know what I mean? So I'm up now. I'm a little groggy. You know what I mean? But I feel good. I definitely feel good. We gotta talk. We gotta talk, B. We gotta motherfucking talk because, actually, as you guys heard by now about Warner Bros. Discovery, they are basically in talks with a few networks that we know, or a few network companies to, acquire, the rights for both TBS and TNT, right? The whole Warner Bros. Discovery, all the assets, right? The one that we know for now is Paramount, right? The one that we know reportedly is Paramount. Well, actually two, right? Paramount was one, and the other one was Comcast, NBC Universal, right? However, an unexpected one came out of nowhere today that was reported. And this one is a big one because this one that I'm about to mention, they basically have no television connection, right? But they have a lot of bread. Netflix is reportedly considering putting a bid to acquire, Warner Bros. Discovery. And this is a big one. There's a big one because, out of all the television deals that WWE has, right, with different companies, Netflix is the only one that does not have a direct link to cable television, right? This could change all that completely. It could, and then I see, what's this dude named Nick LaPalanco, whatever the fuck his name is. Some dude who used to be an agent, I think, for CAA, one who has ties to Nick Khan and such, right? There's the one who bashed AEW before. You know what I mean? He came out and said that the report was BS and blah, blah, blah. But I think that's cap. Boy, if Netflix acquires Warner Bros. Discovery, is that a massive, massive blow to AEW? A massive blow. AEW is none of the sickos are going to say shit. Not right now. The sickos are like, you know what I mean? Like, these motherfuckers are convulsing and all that shit. Because there's fear. There's fucking fear. There's fear that if this happens, right? If this happens, then the fate of AEW is done. It's done. It's done. It's done. You think that, and I don't believe the rumor of, Warner Bros. Discovery owning a piece of AEW. That's bullshit. You know what I mean? That's bullshit. You know who said that? You know who actually said that bullshit? Meltzer. Dave Meltzer said that bullshit. Like, there's no proof. I mean, there's no fucking proof. The thing is, if that happens, right? First and foremost, that changes the game completely, right? The sports that Netflix has and everything else, right? Second of all, you don't think that, and matter of fact, you know what? Someone brought up an interesting thing. Someone brought up something very, very interesting. Someone mentioned how, let's say hypothetically, if Warner Bros. Discovery does have a stake in AEW, right? And if it gets if it gets, if it gets so if Warner Bros. Discovery gets sold to Netflix, right? And Netflix wound up selling their stake, AEW stake to WWE. That's some shit. That'd be some crazy ass shit. You know what I mean? Like, I can see that. I can definitely see that happening. But again, you got to think, okay? Do you really think that AEW would or Netflix would want to keep something that's a low budget promotion, on assets, on a network asset that they, okay, let me start this over. You think Netflix is going to want to keep AEW on Warner Bros. Discovery, especially like if they purchase TBS and TNT, knowing that they have something bigger with WWE? Come on, man. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that's impossible. That is beyond impossible. And like I said, the sickos are in their feelings right now. Like they're not saying shit. I heard nothing from the sickos. You know why? Because there is a fear. There's a fear. And plus, I want to see what people like Sean Ross Sapp says. I want to see what people like Dave Meltzer says. Because they don't fucking know. This is actually from a publication called The Puck. And I heard of The Puck before. You know what I mean? About Netflix, acquiring Warner Bros. Discovery. Right? You want to know what my thinking process is? I think, it's going to be either Comcast, Paramount, or now my newest favorite to purchase Warner Bros. Discovery, Netflix, purchasing, the rights to Warner Bros. Discovery, TNT, TBS, and think about this. If Netflix does acquire it, right, they're not going to, you think they're going to shit on WWE for AEW? Hell no. Because look how much they paid for WWE programming, especially Raw. Look how much they paid for Raw, right? You think they're gonna go and shit on WWE for something low like AEW? Come on, B. Come on, now, like, get real. Get real. Get fucking real. This is a big thing. This is a big thing. I'm hearing considering. The one word I'm hearing is considering. Basically means that they're going to do it. They are going to put in a bid. Yeah, I mean, they're going to put in a fucking bid, and because mind you, Warner Bros. Discovery is in debt. That's what a lot of people don't realize. Warner Bros. Discovery is in debt. So let's say they do acquire, Warner Bros. Discovery, right? They just can't give her the AEW right then and there because there's a contract that they had to oblige by. But they're not going to keep these motherfuckers around. Oh, no. Oh, no. And I think this is all strategic. I think they know what the fuck they're doing, right? Netflix know what the fuck they're doing, because they're WWE's biggest advocate, and to really stick them, to fucking, to AEW, right? By acquiring their cable rights, man, Tony Khan's nightmare is going to be beyond massive. This is going to be very interesting to see. I can't wait to see what the fuck the sickos got to say. They're going to be angry. Like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to be out. You know what I'm saying? I will be coming with another video tomorrow. You know what I mean? Not tonight, because I got shit to take care of. There was a topic I was going to talk about, but this was more sensational. But anyway, guys, I'm about to be out, so I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.